Hello, and thank you for your interest in the occupational therapy position at Mac Midwest. My name is Claire, and I am an occupational therapist here at Mac Midwest. I have been an OT for a little over 8 years, and I have been with Mac for almost 6 years. So I came to Mac because I was looking for another job in pediatric occupational therapy, and the location was right, the schedule was right, and there were other occupational therapists on staff, so that learning and mentorship and collaboration piece was really important to me. So those are a few of the practical reasons that I came to Mac. And then you stay because you love it, type of a thing. The learners and the coworkers, our wonderful supervisor, all the people. So a little bit about OT at Mac. So it is pediatric. So I'd say my youngest learner has been 3, and then the oldest is, young 20s, like 20, 21. So that's kind of our age range. We have a lot of different goal areas. As you know, OT is very broad and can cover a lot of aspects of life. I mean, if you do it, it's an activity, and if it's meaningful, then it's an occupation. So a lot of the things we do for kids are those self-care skills, whether that's dressing, washing hands, brushing teeth. Feeding can be a big one for our learners. Any of those like fine motor skills, zippers, buttons, opening your containers for lunch. Gross motor skills, stretches, coordination, all of those types of things. Also sensory play, sensory regulation. We do a decent amount of working with a team and working with a learner for sensory diets and sensory supports. So those are just a few areas that we often have with OT at Mac. We do have the opportunity for in-person services as well as telehealth services. I do some of both. So that's kind of a nice feature. We're definitely set up, especially after the pandemic and everything. Definitely set up to optimize that telehealth platform as well. So I did want to share, a few things that I have learned since coming to Mac. A few characteristics maybe that have grown deeper. And those ones that I want to talk about today are flexibility, compassion, and empathy, and collaboration. So to start with flexibility, that often means changes within your schedule for the day. Learners typically will come to Mac for their therapies either like 20 hours a week or 40 hours a week, depending on their need. And so they'll usually see OT usually twice a week, but of course it depends on the learner. And so if they are, sick one day or the roads are bad one day, then it does take flexibility on our part to kind of reschedule as possible so that they can get their services. So flexibility is a big piece. Compassion and empathy go a long way as well. And this also goes with flexibility too. Just when you're in a session, you might need to kind of change the plan. You might have, I want to get these 3, 4, 5 things done in session today, and then it just doesn't pan out that way, because what the kiddo is telling you in their own way is that actually, instead of working on buttons, instead of working on handwriting today, I need help to regulate. So that brings in, that compassion, like having that ability to pivot and change the plan based on the good of the other person, as well as the empathy, kind of like if I were in that situation where I was having a hard time, I would want somebody to help me rather than do an activity that is, not going to help me regulate myself, for example. So flexibility, compassion, and empathy, and then collaboration is huge at MAC. We have other occupational therapists, we have speech therapists, mental health therapists with their varying degrees and licensures, behavior therapists, board certified behavior analysts, center supervisors. So these all make up our team, and definitely learning from the different providers and those different disciplines has been really helpful for my practice, and being able to share with them about those fine motor skills, those strategies to help with self-care, some sensory activities to help with regulation throughout the day, teaching them those as well, so that those things can be utilized even beyond like the half hour that I see those learners. So that was definitely not a full snapshot about what it's like to be at MAC, just a few minutes worth. But thanks for taking the time to look into this position and to take a look at this video. And thanks for exploring the wonderful opportunity of MAC Midwest. Hope to see you soon.